What's up? What's up? What is good? It's your girl here, the muddled mother, back at it with another video. Definitely welcome to my channel. If you're brand new, welcome, man. I gotta get my subscribers up, man. We got some stuff that I got going. I got some great information, man. I'm excited. Getting ready to start some new projects. With everything, just trying to get into my new self, like to get into just find myself, find my whole meaning of being. My end all be all. What's your end all be all and all this? Like that's what they say. That's what somebody told me one time. It was like, oh man, look, what is your end all be all and all of this? I was like, what does that even mean? It was like, what is your goal? Like, what is your goal? What is your goal and all this? So yeah, definitely I'm back. New cut, new look. Man, look, I said, hey, I got 3 kids, man. I don't have time to be combing no hair every day. And I'm talking about mine. I can comb theirs, but I just don't have time to comb mine. So it's just hair to grow back. It's just something to get used to on myself. Definitely trying to figure out how I'm gonna rock this out. But we're gonna rock it out. But look, I definitely we were talking about gold and how we share gold or whatnot, but definitely want to come on here and let's do a foreign exchange pair because a lot of times people are so questionable about forex and the changes that forex has and just at the legitimacy of forex. So a lot of people don't understand that, man, forex is a foreign exchange. It's, you exchanging currency, right? Like everybody has to understand that you exchanging currency, right? So so everybody has to understand that you are exchanging a foreign currency. Like I'm trading this currency for that currency. Man, that is legitimate. Like this is a legitimate deal. Like there is nothing fraudulent about exchanging currency. There's absolutely nothing fraudulent. This is before the beginning of time. People have to understand that these things have been going on for years. Like this is decades and all this. Like this is the beginning of time. You had to have some type of trading. Like you gotta trade. Like this is the only way people were making a living. This is how people were able to survive with income. This we can go back to biblical times, like of how it was back then. So definitely you have to have some type of foreign exchange in the currency, right? So everybody understands that when you go to another country, I gotta take my money and I gotta exchange it for your money. So why do you think that this is not a legitimate deal? Why do you think this is fraudulent? I'm not doing anything differently. All I'm doing is taking $1, trading it for that. And I'm calculating money and pips and all these things that make the foreign exchange market very, very, very legitimate. I think it's some people that are trying to get you involved. People will they tell you that they are gurus, they tell you this, they tell you that. And I think that's what is making a lot of people so skeptical about this. And we talked about this on my other calls. Like I've talked about this, is that you have to do your own discernment. You have to figure out what's best for you. And you got a lot of people to talk about Forex. I mean, since the pandemic, there has been so many people talking about Forex and the foreign exchange market. Goodness gracious. Like it has just been out the woodwork. I mean, there's this guru, that guru. I know how to trade. I know how to do this, and it's just to me, it's just it's crazy, because people definitely want to scam you, and they definitely want to try to get your money. They definitely don't want to teach you nothing. They don't know a piece about trading. They don't know what support and resistance is. They got these strategies that they use. I mean, and if it works for them, it works for them. But everybody can't transfer the same kind of information. Like I can do my own hair. When I had hair, I would do my hair. I could braid my hair. I could twist my hair. I could pull it back in a ponytail. I can do all these things, right? But somebody else said, man, look, I like the way you did that style. Can you do my hair like that? No, indeed, I cannot. So I can't teach you how to do it. I can't even do it on you because I know how different things work for my personal hair. Like I get to yours, it may not be the same. I don't know the whole process of hair on different types of hairstyles. Like I don't know that on different type of hair types. I have no idea. So I can't transfer the information properly because I don't know. I just know what works for me. So my thing is I can show you and say, hey, well, this works for me. I did it this way. Maybe you could try to do it that way. But that doesn't mean I'm a teacher with it. It doesn't mean I can teach you that. So a lot of people don't understand is that just because I can show you how to do something, don't make me a teacher. It just make me a person that can show you how to do something. So I want to be able to show you and break things down because see, you have to be able to break things down. You can't say, okay, hey, this is my strategy. I need to know step by step by step. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Why am I doing this? That's what you have to understand a teacher and a leader is. Because see, everybody can't lead and everybody can't teach. People can show you, but you got to be able to teach. Like you got to be able to break things down, just like a regular teacher. Like if you're trying to figure out the letter A and how it sounds, it's a vowel, right? It's a two sounds. It got a short A, long A. Now, if I'm trying to teach a child how to make the sound, I can say, oh yeah, this sound makes I, or this sound makes ooh, or whatever, right? Different sounds. If I show you a word and you looking at the word and you're trying to say a word and you're trying to have apple, like apple, right? You have to break down the sound of the A. You got to break it down in parts. You got to break down the word in parts. You got to break down blends. You got to, oh, these two letters blend together and they make this sound. These two letters blend together and they make this sound. So when you move your mouth, you move it this way. That is how you break things down. Same thing with training. I need somebody to break it down for me step by step. I need to know why I put a line here. What does this mean? Okay, if I put my support and resistance line, what am I doing with this? I don't just need somebody to say, hey, put your line here, let it wait for it to do whatever, and then take the trade. No, I need to know why. I need to know what's going on. Like break it down for me. Explain to me what support and resistance is. Explain to me what's the point of a moving average. So you have to have somebody to that makes sense. If nobody's making sense to you, it ain't making sense to you. Like it's not going to make sense to you. So we have to be able to discern who really can teach you Forex, who really can make you understand this. And just because somebody make a lot of money in Forex, don't make them experienced traders. Because people can make money all day long. It's can you be consistent with it? Can you be frequent with it? Can you show that you can do this on a regular basis for 30 days, 40 days, 60 days? I don't want to see all your profits. I don't need to see your profits. Like, because that's the thing. People want to say, well, let me see how much money you make. I can show you how much money I make, don't mean I know how to teach it. Like, I could show you $200,000, $300,000, but that don't mean I know what I'm doing. That means I know how to make money in it, right? You don't go to no doctor and say, man, look, let me see how much money you make. How many clients you got? Why? You don't go to nobody that's a doctor and ask you that. You don't go to a dentist and ask somebody that. So why do you go to a forex trader and say, man, let me see your gains, let me see your profits? That is crazy to me. That we question it because we have to question it because there's so many people out here trying to get you, right? They're trying to get your money, trying to do this. So I think it's important that, just because somebody has got a lot of money in their account, in their trading account, don't mean they know how to teach it. They just mean they can show you something. They can send you out signals, but you have to have somebody to be able to break things down, to slow it down, and to go over the same thing day in and day out. I teach support and resistance all day, every day. But the average trader don't have the patience for that. And that's what separates you from this person and that person. Because everybody comes in on a different level. You got somebody who has never traded before in their life. You got to break things down from the beginning. You got somebody that know how to trade, that's been trading wrong. they know a little bit, you got to break things down different from that person. So the way I treat B, I can't do A like that because A don't know nothing. I got to start from the beginning. I got to teach them how to calculate pips. I got to teach them about leverage. I got to teach them about lot size. I got to teach them about all the things that make sense. I don't got to do that to B, but that's the whole breakdown of understanding what you have to do and you being a leader, because sometimes you will have to show it. You will have to show the same thing over and over and over and over again. And everybody is not willing to do that because that takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of patience to having to show the same exact thing to the same person day in and day out. And a lot of people aren't able to do that properly. They just aren't. They just aren't able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely have to make sure that you are, if you're trying to teach, if you're trying to lead somebody, you have to make sure that you understand. And when I say, lead or teach, because you have to have these, you have to have things in place um, for you to be a for real live teacher. Because everybody can't be, even a school, everybody can't be a school teacher. You got to have patience and you got to really enjoy what you're doing. The teachers that are there and they are there and they're there for not just a paycheck. Um, you have to be able to understand, like, being a teacher is that you're trying to set these children up for X, Y, and Z. Same thing with trading. I'm trying to show you another way out of here. There's nothing fraudulent about the forex market. It gets fraudulent when you got all these people in here involved in themselves and charge you a whole bunch of money to join up or sign up with them, and you don't teach them nothing. Like, if you don't do one-on-ones, if you don't teach people nothing, if you don't grab them up as a person that you trying to mentor, man, you wasting your time and you wasting theirs. And I don't think people should expose those kind of people because everybody got their reasons. I just feel like God gonna take care of it. See, one thing I learned about God, and this is just me, is that He gonna figure it out for you. You may not can figure it out, but He gonna figure it out for you. So people that's doing wrong and they're doing all this kind of stuff, and I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in none of that. But I do believe in this. God gonna figure it out, and guarantee you, it ain't my job to figure it out for you. It's His job. So if you go to bed at night, you lay your head down, you go to sleep, and you still want to scam people, and you want to get out here and pretend like you this forex guru and you know what you're doing. Eventually, you're gonna have to be yourself. Cause see, one thing I did learn about growing through life is that you can only pretend to be something for so long. Like, you can lie on a resume and say, "Oh, you know how to do something," and then they may not even ask you to do that. But at some point, it's gonna come up, and you're gonna have to figure out. I gotta pretend like I know what I'm doing. You can only pretend for so long. That's it. But man, look, I'm not gonna keep y'all, and I'm not gonna sit here and get on a rant because, like, guess what, man, I got a lot of good information. I think that definitely uh they just definitely need to understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So definitely I wanted to share my screen. I definitely want to look at Euro JPY because it definitely was a amazing experience to trade this. So I got up and I got a lot of indicators up. So I'm definitely going to, like, I'm an RSI, which I love the RSI, and I got my MACD because these two tools are actually, define diversions, right? And like, I got my YouTube channel coming with more videos of breakdowns of different indicators. We definitely working on that. So don't fret, don't be, I'm gonna break all those things down for sure. But I definitely love my RSI, and I use the 14. Some people use the 10. Um, Definitely the RSI is letting us know if we got buyers or sellers in the market. You know, Relative strength index. If it's above or below. Like, when you have the RSI, and that's the way I was taught. for it to be used. Now, I don't know if anybody else uses it another way, but this is how I'm actually able to see the RSI, because I'm seeing what's in the market. I'm seeing what buyers are in the market. I'm seeing if sellers are in the market, because that's what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for buyers or sellers because that's who in the market. It's either you buying or you selling. Don't try to make it difficult. Like, let's not try to complicate what's really to be complicated. It's not complicated. Like, it's literally, I'm either gonna buy you or I'm gonna sell you. Either way it go, I gotta figure it out. And the RSI definitely helps you figure it out. Your MACD, that is definitely a more advanced indicator. Talks about diversions, because the MACD is your moving average conversions diversions. So it breaks down the divergence of your trade. And definitely everybody knows if you have diversions on the trade, hey, if you know you got diversions on the trade, I'm going to speak into the mic. If you got diversions on the trade, man, it is no limit to that trade. It is absolutely no limit to that trade, because divergence is letting you know there's a difference. And you got difference in a trade, you got money coming to your account. I don't care what channel that you on, but you got money coming. It's just about being able to take the trade at the right time. That's why you got to get a schedule. That's why you got to figure out what time you can trade this, trade that. That's why the market is open from sunup to sundown. 24/5. I say it's 24/5 and a half. 24/6, really. 24 hours a day for 5.5 days. Closes on Friday, opens on Sunday. Cryptocurrency, you can trade 24/7, Monday through Sunday. So really, to be honest with you, you just got to figure out when you can trade. I got to get a schedule. I got to write it down. Don't get into this market without a schedule, without a goal. You have to find a purpose in your trading. You do not try to trade without a purpose. What is the purpose of you trading today? What is your goal that you're going to make today? How much money are you trying to achieve today? I don't care if you're trading your demo account. I traded in demo for almost like 6 to 8 months. Almost a year I traded in my demo account. I did not trade live money until I was comfortable, because guess what? Live money is a lot different than demo money. I don't care what nobody say. So I had to gain confidence to trade in my live account. But each week I had a goal. Each day I had a goal. Each month I had a goal. You have to have a goal. And when you veer away from that goal, it messes your whole energy up. I'm telling you what I know, because I have been on both ends of the spectrum. I've had goals, I've had setups, and then on the other hand, I was just trading just to be trading. And when I was trading just to be trading, I end up losing a lot more than I was, and I was constantly depositing money. I don't, it's crazy. You have to trade with a purpose. You have to have, but you go through life with a purpose. So why are you not going to trade with a purpose? When you go to high school, everybody asks you, your guidance counselor asks you, well, what you want to do in 5 years? What you want to do in 3 years? What you want to do after you leave high school? And some folks say, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to find myself. You don't even know what that is. Let me tell you something. You don't even find yourself till you get to your 30s. But look, I've been finding myself for the last 15 years. I'm 39 years old, man. Look, I didn't find myself till I got to be 32. That's when I found myself. That's when I figured out what the hell I was doing. Like, I was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm 32 years old. But, some people can get it early on. I just was, took a route. But you got to have a purpose, because they ask you when you leave high school, what you want to do? You 17, 18 years old. What do you want to do? What do you want to work on? What do you want to try to achieve? 3 years. I never understood a 3-year plan. You can have a 3-year plan. You can have a 5-year plan. You can have a 10-year. I think when you do 10-year goals, that's too big. That's too big of an expectation for yourself. 5 years, it's okay. 3 years, I think that's more reasonable. 3-year, and then you have a 6-month or a year. I think you should always break down. You should have a 3-year, you should have a year, you have 6 months, because you want to make sure that you're staying on track. And just like with trading, you have to have a purpose each day. What is your purpose for today? Is it my purpose to pay back student loans? Is it my purpose to become a millionaire? Is it my purpose to replace my job with 2 jobs? Is it my purpose to have financial freedom? freedom. That is what you want to figure out what your purpose is with trading. So if you have a purpose and you're going into trading, you're going to have to execute those trades and you're going to have a different outlook on it. So that's why you always have to make sure that when you're trading with a purpose. You're trading with a goal in mind. You're writing it down. You're taking notes. You're figuring out, okay, I took this trade today. I lost. I took this trade today. I won. That is why you have to do demo. That is why you want to do demo. That is why you want to practice. Because I don't think Michael Jordan went out there and just started shooting in a championship game. I don't think he did that. Now, he's a rare kind. Like he probably could go out there in championship game and win it and be the best he could possibly be. But think about this, y'all. In order to achieve something for permanency, you got to practice. And I'm not going to use Allen Iverson because he was like, we talking about practice. Practice. And we talking about practice. But these are different kind. But the thing is, it's like in order to be permanent with something, you got to practice. You got to perfect your craft. You got to make sure that you understand what you're doing. You got to study your pair. You got to figure out when it takes off. You got to figure out when it slows down. You got to figure out what days that it moves. How many pips is it going to move this week? Okay, man. Today it moved 100 and some pips. Oh, yesterday it did 89. Oh, the next week the same thing. That is why you demo. That's why you demo. Do not get into this with the sense of urgency and saying, man, I got to make a whole bunch of money, because it ain't going to work like that. So you got Forex pairs and you got your options and you got cryptocurrency and you got your indices. Man, you got so many different things that you can trade in the Forex platform. I trade it all. I trade Forex and I also trade crypto and I do indices. But I have really 3 pairs that I really enjoy and I trade those day in and day out. Gold is one of them. I can't trade a day in and day out because gold don't move every day. But it's one of my babies. But Euro JPY, we had it up. Let's break this down real quick, man. Let's look and see what we got going on with Euro JPY. So I'm actually going to take out all of these indicators. So basically what I did, I'd already marked this up, my zones. Like if you can see these pink boxes right here, I'm actually going to take off the RSI as well. And I'm going to take off my MACD and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. That way you guys can see the whole entire screen. So I'm on the 15-minute chart and I got my regular Chinese candles up here. And basically I had marked this up for the zone. It is right now, it's September 21st. So man, tomorrow is first day of fall, you guys. I'm ready for some fall weather. I'm ready to clearly I'm ready for some fall weather though. I'm ready for it to get cool. It's already showing a little coolness around here. I'm in the South. So we got a little coolness going on, but definitely want to get prepared for that. But so I had this marked up on the 15-minute chart. So what I like to do, y'all know my videos, I'm gonna go to a higher time frame. I'm gonna look and see what's going on these higher time frames. So let's go to that 4-hour. And then let's go to the daily. There we go. There we go. On green zone. So these are my daily zones, right? So I have marked this up on the daily chart. And basically, I like to go for the week too, but the daily is cool. Like you go to the daily and see what's going on. So basically, what you have to understand is that look at your daily chart. So your daily actually came to this area and it said, oh man, when your daily came here, it came to this particular area and it just stopped. It stopped back here in May of this year. So on May of this year, it actually came here and it definitely broke down and it stopped. When I see my candle stopping and pausing, twin towers, 2 candles together, we already know, or you got multiple candles sitting together. So I definitely want to see that it took some time to get here, of course. But once I have this stop, I want to put a horizontal line there. So I'm going to make it black. I'm going to come over here right about there. So it's purple. I'm going to change it to black. Let me some purple. But as I can see, this has happened on June the 21st. But if I go back to the left, I definitely see that my candle stopped here as well. So we definitely can see that from April, even from March of this year, that my candle stopped at this particular support and resistance area. So once it came here and it stopped, I know that, hey, if it came here and stopped before, because it did it over here and it did it over there, I got to wait for it to break through this support. And it did not. It did not break that support. It actually came back into this zone. So one thing we have to understand about zones and support and resistance areas is that what are your candles doing when they're coming to that area? Are they breaking it down? Are they rejecting it? Are they busting through there? What is it doing? So we know that even though my candles came way up here and stopped, they came into this zone. So after it hit here, it bought up to this zone. It actually came back down and then it bought back up to the same exact zone. Once it came here, because this is what you have to understand, is that once it came back here, you have to allow your trade to do whatever it's going to do. It broke down and then it came back again. I'm at the same exact area that I was here back in June 28th. I'm sorry, June 25th. I'm back here in July. So this is a daily zone. So if I know that my candles are going to come back to this daily zone, chances are I don't need to continue to buy this because this is telling me, hey, you have bought here before. Don't come no more. Don't buy me. I gotta get ready to do something massive because guess what? Every time you come up here, I'm doing something. I'm rejecting it. I'm having some type of reaction. So that's exactly what it did. And I've already got this support area here. So I know that if I take this trade, I wanted to break out of this support. So of course, this is on the daily chart. I don't trade on a daily. Like you got to really have some patience to trade on a daily chart. This is a lot of time, right? So definitely want to go down to the 4-hour chart and let's see support and resistance. So now you can see that your area tapped here and it came back and tapped this way. So now what do? We stopped. Okay. Came back up and we stopped again. So this is back in September 12th. This was about 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. So definitely what I'm going to do, what? Change this horizontal line because I'm on the 4-hour. So let's change this to pink, right? I'm going to change this up to green because I had green for the daily and I got pink for the 4-hour. So look, see how it came here and stopped and then it came back here and stopped again. And then it never broke this area. Like it never broke this support resistance. So it came back up here and then it sold back down to this what? To this particular zone. So once it came back to this zone, you definitely had to say, okay, hey, I'm here. And now guess what I got to do? I got to break back up. So one thing that you have to understand is that when you are trying to figure out what you're trying to do is that you're trying to see where your candles have come from. So you have here, 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 and then it sold down to this zone. So once it sold to the zone, that's what it did. Hey, reaction. Because look here to the left. Same exact thing right here. So it's the same thing that we are doing, right? So now, once we come here, it definitely broke down to the zone. So then you go down to your smaller time frame because this is the 4-hour. So right now we're just doing support and resistance. We're trying to capitalize off of what we can actually create from the higher time frame. So then I'm gonna break it down for the 1-hour. Let's do that. We're gonna break this down, and there we go. So this definitely has a better look to what we're actually trying to do and trying to take this trade. So we can see that once it left here, this particular resistance, it never came back up there. And that's what people have to understand is that, man, look, if your candles are not coming back to the area that it came from, chances are it ain't coming back that way because it bought all the way up to here. Let's look at that. Let's put a trend line on here. Let's look at this trend. Look at that, guys. Look at it. It bought all the way up here. It stopped at this particular resistance and it stayed here for quite some time. 3 things your candles are going to do. They're going to go up, they're going to go down, and they're going to go sideways. Once it reached the same resistance, it came back and it never broke. So that is an indication to let me know that, man, if it's not even breaking that resistance, something's got to happen. So what did it do? Look at that. Back down to where we are right now. So all your candles are doing is going up, sideways, and down. That's all that you're trying to do. You're trying to capitalize off of it. So let's take this off. Let's do that. So now once it came back up to this resistance, it constantly kept coming to each support and resistance, and everything was broke down. So I'm on the hour chart now. Some people like to trade on the hour chart. Kind of take too long for me, right? So I'm gonna break it down for the 30-minute people and to the 15-minute people. So today is the 21st. So this happened on September the 10th, right here. This was a Friday. So this has started to break up on a Monday, Sunday, and a Monday. So basically it never came back up to this resistance. It never came back here. So when I see that, that is when you are able to put your indicators on. And so once you break down your chart at a higher time frame, then you can start to use your indicators. You can start to see exactly what your indicators are doing. So I've used from the last video, y'all saw I used the 10 to 50, the 200, and the 800. Those are my indicators. I like them. My 200 and my 800 are just basically my support and resistance, and it's telling me to stop. It's telling me, hey, if you get into this trade and you see me coming, and you see me, chances are you need to get out this trade, right? You need to get out of it. But if my candles are completely below it or above it, I know that I have a good consistent trade, right? So once my candles never reach this particular resistance, I already have this marked up and I already have this zone. I know that they have to go to this zone. It has to. It's just no other way that you can put around it. It has to go to this zone. So it sold here. And then once it came to this zone, this right here would have set me up because I'm looking at this here and I'm back up to the top. So let me go to the left a little bit. Let's see exactly. This is why you have to go to your left. That's why you have to go back in time, because look what happened last time it came here. When it came down to this same exact zone, it bought back up here. Now look, we're back here again. Same exact area, same exact zone. And what did it do? Bought back up. So once it bought back up to this resistance, I got to know one thing is going to happen. It's either going to break it or it's going to react to it and it's going to make a big drop back down to that same exact zone. Resistance, support, however you want to say. And that's what it did. It dropped down 64 whopping pips. All I know is this: if you had a standard lot size, they was going to have to give you your money and please and thank you. That's it. So now, today is the 21st. So now the beginning of the week, we have come to this zone and basically we are trying to figure out if you're going to buy or if it's going to sell. So this is where your analysis comes into play, because now you're starting the week off. We already know Sunday is for your setups and Monday is too. Today is Tuesday. So we know that the market starts to move a little bit better on Monday and it starts to move a little bit better on Tuesday, right? So Tuesday morning, you have a little better move on your candles. So you came here and you stayed in this zone from the 17th all the way until yesterday. For the weekend, right? So the 17th was Friday, and then you got the 19th was yesterday. Market opened back up. Once the market opened back up, look what you got. We already got this zone marked up, you guys, and look what it came down. Because now you see how it stopped here. So we got to go back in time. We got to go back in time. Look at that. Let's do that. Let's mark up on, let's use another color. Let's go back to this. Let's use turquoise. We came down and we sold. So when the market opened back up, look what we did. We came back and we sold right here to this same exact spot. Soon as later on that night, 2 a.m., Euro JPY is sold all the way back down here to 8 a.m. So now we on the 20th. All right. We on the 20th. So we got the 20th, and actually we don't have any type of movement until it did what, you guys? Back to the same resistance. Once it came back to this resistance at 3:30 this morning, 3 a.m. this morning, 3 a.m. Let's take it from here to the zone. 30 pips. zone to zone, support, resistance. And once it came to this zone, or once it came to this resistance, or once it came into this area, you do not get into the trade. You don't hop in it when it gets to the area. You hop in it before. So we already had this marked up from Sunday. Come here, we hit it again, and we got to sell. Because look at where my EMAs, look at my EMAs, look at my 20, 200, look at my 800, look at how my 10 and my 50 are sitting here. There's no trend for me. So I'm on a 30-minute chart. So even if I go down to the 15-minute, I got a better look. Look at it. Look how this is resistance. I said my 200, my 800 are my support and resistance. And this is what it did. It resisted me from going any further. All right. Even if I go down to the 5-minute chart, look at that. It resisted me from going any further. Let me go down to the 1-hour chart. It's resisted me. So once I hit this resistance, man, zone, support, came back up this trend line. One thing you got to understand about the 50 trend line, the 50 is that what? It is going to let you know where the trend is going. So until I can break this trend, I'm going to take it for the sale. And that's exactly what it did. Come up here. I'm going to be patient and I'm going to wait. Look at that. I'm going to wait for it to do whatever it's going to do. And then it dropped down to this support. Got out. 25 pips. It could have been 25 pips. Let's see. That's 37 pips. I don't even need all 37. Give me 30, give me 25, 30. I'm good to go. Support and resistance. Now it is 11:36 a.m. Market is slowing down. Your candles are getting exhausted. They're getting tired. And that's just what it is. So even if I put on my RSI, which we already had earlier, this is telling us what's in the market. Look at what we have. We got a drop. Sellers in the market. So man, like this is really, you can't make it harder than what it is. Like it's simple, but definitely it takes time to understand the market. It takes time to understand support and resistance. The biggest issue I think a lot of people are having is just the 80% of being patient to wait to get into a trade. Because half the time, the trade is going to take you 15, 30 minutes max, if that. The amount of patience may take you 3 hours. And I think that's what a lot of people have to understand is that I had to learn that, man, you may wait 2 days for a trade to do that. That's why you find pairs that you can study and trade every day. Because if you know that pair is not going to do that on this day, you go to another pair, you study that pair, you look at that pair, you figure out what's going on. But your JPY, it's a Forex pair, it's a foreign exchange pair. It's not an indice, it's not a crypto, it's not an option, it's not any of that. It's definitely you're doing your euro versus your Japanese yen. It took off. It took off. It got you 30 some pips, 30 plus pips from this resistance to this support. That's a 30 pip zone. And basically, it took some days to get there. But once it came back around Tuesday morning, it dropped down, drop it low. So yeah, this is definitely something that you want to make sure that you are understanding. You want to make sure that you understand the support and resistance. You want to make sure that you are really getting the whole gist of how to get into the market, because I still hop into the market too early. I still hop into the market. I hop into it, and I mean, I just start shaking my head. Like I took a trade on XRP not that long ago. This was maybe like a month or so ago. And I just shook my head because I hopped into the trade too early, and then my lot size was too big. Like you got to pick one. Either your lot size is going to be outrageous and you're going to wait, or you're going to hop into the trade too early and you got a low lot size. You can't do both. You can't have two double negatives. Can't have it. So I hopped into the trade too early, and my lot size was too big for my account. Should have did a few pips. Everybody know crypto doesn't. The lot size is so different. Like you can't use like a regular lot size like you would do a regular Forex pair because crypto is crypto. So yeah, you gotta really understand risk to reward, proper risk management. It's a lot of that going on. You have to really, really, really get that. But yeah, this is like a little markup Euro JPY coming to this zone. It's just gonna sit here. So either we got two things we can do once we leave this zone. It's either gonna break it and it's gonna come out of this zone. So once it comes out of this zone, that is when you want to mark up in between those zones to figure out if it's going to stop or if it's going to go back up. Because look, we're back here. Now, we were here back in August the 19th, and we're back here again. So once it came back here, it bought back up. So we definitely want to make sure that if it does break that particular zone or that particular support area, where are we going to go from there? Is the question that we want to make sure that we know, we understand. So go back in time, look and see if you have any areas. Of course, you see one area, and this is back in February, y'all. February of this year is if it comes out of this zone. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's gonna go back up. I think it's gonna actually go back up into the buy. But I'm not, I can't predict the market. I can only analyze it, right? So definitely keep your eyes on this one if you trade this pair. And yeah, I want everybody to just understand that. Get on here and share these videos. And I want you guys to subscribe, like that button, hit that button, subscribe to my channel. If you want some more videos, I've got some more coming. And definitely want to make sure that you guys are getting some value and understanding what's going on. So yeah, like it, subscribe, all that good stuff.